Hey, it's Patrick, and let's talk about Mustang's Squareback seat. So if you've been around motorcycles at all, I'm sure you've heard of Mustang Seats because they are kind of the OG of OGs when it comes to making seats for motorcycles. Started way back in 1980, 40 plus years of making motorcycle seats right there in Three Rivers, Massachusetts. They got a really cool old factory with a wood floor. They've been turning out these seats for a long time. So before we get into construction and things like that, let's talk about fitment. And there is a ton of it. In fact, there's so much, I'm not going to name them all, but they probably have a seat for you. What we're looking at here on the table is, this is a seat for a Harley touring bike, what they're probably most known for. This is a Honda Rebel, and this is an Indian Chief over here. So they're going to have a wide range, and you can see it's going to vary a little bit in how they look. With the Harley touring seat here, this is really the classic kind of square back design, and because of the bike styles, it's going to vary just a hair. But over the years, over the last few years, that square back style has become really popular for a couple reasons. One, it aesthetically looks really cool, and two, it provides a lot of nice lower back support there. So that's kind of rare with seats. Seats and mirrors are tough to get the best of both worlds. It's tough to get one that works good and looks good, and this square back design does both of those things. They also do a nice job on all of these seats of giving you a nice wide spot for not only you, but your passenger to sit. Like I said, a lot of times if you have that wide pillion area, this thing just looks weird. So this doesn't. It looks really nice and sleek and clean while giving you all of those creature comforts. Let's talk construction. Marine grade stuff here from Mustang. Now this looks like leather. It's actually kind of a synthetic leather, and the pan underneath is also marine grade. Why that's important is obviously you're going to run into weather. If you ride at all, you're going to run into weather, and you don't want that breaking down. You don't want any weird weather checking. You definitely don't want the pan breaking down underneath, because that'll affect how that seat holds up, and it'll affect the ride. But let's talk what really matters to a lot of people, and that's how it feels. And that's important because they have their own specific foam density in there. A lot of times you hear about, oh, I need to break in the seat or something like that. That's actually not a good thing if you have to break in your seat. One, because the thing should work right out of the box, and these do. And two, if you're breaking in the seat, that means that foam is breaking down in there, and it's going to continue to break down after you get it broken in. So the Mustang seat out of the box, it's going to feel really good, and it's going to stay like that over a long period of time. As far as pricing goes, it's going to vary based on obviously what model or what options you get. We'll talk about those options. But just to give you a basic idea, this Harley seat here is going to come in just above the $500 mark. And based on how you get those options, it'll affect it one way or the other. So let's talk options. Aesthetics, you have the tuck and roll, which out of all these seats is kind of my favorite, but you also have two different diamond stitch patterns, really classic looking here. You have your standard diamond stitch here, and you have a double diamond here, which you wouldn't think diamond stitch pattern would make that big a difference aesthetically. The double diamond actually looks quite a bit different than that standard diamond stitch. The other thing you get here is an option in thread color. We're showing black and red. There's also a gunmetal, a blue, a mandarin orange, and a toast. Toast is brown, in case you're wondering. But it's a great way to give yourself another customization option for your bike. So you get a little bit of a custom touch depending on what style and the thread pattern you're going to pick, which is great. And like I said, tons of fitment options available here. Looking for more information, go ahead and click on that info tab on your desktop or mobile device. That's going to take you to the product detail page where you can read other riders' reviews and more specs about all of these seats. If you still need more information, feel free to reach out to our customer service team. They would love to talk to you about what works best for you, your motorcycle, and your budget. I am Patrick. Thank you for watching. Now go work on those motorcycles.